Don't give up now. Don't give up right now. Hold on. You will not lose. You can fly if you just decide. Never let nobody get the best of you. Try to tell you what you can and cannot do. Your momentum will set you altitude. If you really just believe, I tell you, you can fly. If you make up your mind, don't give up. 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 Don't give up now. You have way too much to lose. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up right now. Hold on.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Excellent. Good evening. I forgot I didn't turn on the TikTok. I had to get the TikTok going. Okay, now I think we're ticking and everything for the TikTok followers. Letting you guys know too, we're going to be changing our time soon, so we'll be coming on a little bit later. All right. Hey, good evening. What's going on? Welcome. I see April. I see Roy. I see Harry just came in. Just came in the room. Frishwa, what's going on? Good to see you. All right, so we're already starting to move here. We're expecting a pretty full table. All right, here they come. Here it comes. Harry, Lindsay. All right. Let's get the show started here. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Queen, what's going on? And Sophie, Miss Monroe. By the way, Sophie, I forgot to mention Charlotte, who will be here, mentioned last time, I don't know if you heard her, that she was my birthday twin. And I was like, I forgot to tell her. So is Sophie. Sophie, we all share the same birthday. So yeah, this is great. How's the mic? It's not giving you an echo, is it? Because I can hear this, my speaker. Is it clean?
A little light echo, just a little.
Little slight echo? Okay, I'll turn it. I'll turn the microphone down.
Oh my God!
Okay, there you go. We got it now. We got the microphone down now, so we're good. We're good. Lindsay, welcome. Welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, we laugh. Yeah, it's a little different here. We do it a little bit different. It's an encouragement community, but it's an educational community. We have rules and guidelines, and I'll mention it again as people come in. Something that we do, if somebody gets on here and they start to, gibber, we'll put the airplane landing emoji there to let them know land your plane. You're going too much, and if they say something that may be a little too crazy, they might get a. It just might happen. So we try to stay away from that button, but sometimes it's necessary. Anyway, this is a beautiful, Tuesday we had our first actual Zoom where we opened up, and we're also streaming also right now, also on YouTube and TikTok at the same time. So it was interesting because we did the first Zoom on Tuesday, and the membership jumped up in the school community. Just in those couple of days, we were at 30, and now we're at 55. So it started moving as a result of that. And so people kept saying, can you go later? Because they're around the world and their hours and their times are different and they have to be respectful and mindful of that. So I put a vote in the community for people to, of the choice of 3-7, which has been our time for the past year, 9, because I'm trying to stay away from crossing over because I know they have the new members on School of Mentors, and of course 10. I'm not willing to go later than that, but so far it looks like 10 is winning. So we might be, and I was going to stay 7 on Tuesday and 10 on Thursday, but I figured now I'll probably do 10, and our team members are probably more free at 10. So I don't want to babble. Let's let some people come in and say hi and welcome April, welcome Roy, again Vishwa. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Lindsay, my boy Harry, what's going on, man? I hope you can get your camera on. I would love to see your face. It's been a long time. By the way, Harry, your testimonial that you did for me, it touches a lot of people. A lot of people are really blessed by what you shared. So I just want to let you know that. I remember when I put the post up in School of Mentors for testimonials as we're building our website. And boy, you guys came through. I did not expect, I think we got about close to 20 testimonials or over, right? And then the one from Kai, which was crazy, and you from now. And I got James. So it's crazy. So once the website launches, we have some very nice things, and I'm grateful, I'm humble, I'm really finding my footing in this part of life, in terms of seeing myself as, coach and mentor. I've been a pastor for over 30 plus years, but stepping into this phase of life, there's a saying: the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know. The older I'm getting, the younger I'm realizing, or the more of the child that I need. Jesus said, if you're going to come before the throne. Oh, I'm sorry for not paying attention to who's coming in the room. Everybody on TikTok, hello. And I don't see who's in the room, but okay, but they're popping in and out. Come to Zoom. So I'm realizing that the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know, and the older I get, the more I realize, as Jesus said, if you want to see the kingdom of God, you must come as one of these little children. So the one of my sayings that I've used since God gave it to me many years ago: learning is easy, unlearning is the hurdle, unlearning is the difficult part. And the problem is we can learn new things, but then we try to put new wine in old wineskins. We try to take what we just learned and use it with the tools that we are used to using, and it usually doesn't work. The scripture said it bursts and the wine spills out on the ground. And that analogy that Jesus gave has so much meaning, because when you have wine back in the day, they didn't put it in bottles, they put it in leather skins. And the fermentation would make the skin stretch as the wine settled and purified. And so if you took new wine and put it in those bags, they were already stretched to capacity. So once you put the new information or the new wine in that bag and it began to ferment, it would burst the bag open and you lose all your wine. And so the reality is, new wine needs to be put in new skins. So that means we must renew our minds every day. We must mature every day. We must become something different, forgetting those things which are behind. We press forward to the mark of the high calling. These things are real crucial elements and very hard. And one of the things James said about me when he was on was that he said that most people your age stop growing. And he found it very, what was the word he used? Encouraging, I think he said, that somebody at my age was still coming at the feet to learn. And so I said, I'm a forever student. And the biggest thing for me is I'm not trying to impress you with my knowledge. If I can't help you, then, you know, and I've been in the room with people. I remember it was on one of Omar's calls, and I was helping Ryan. Ryan was going through some stuff, and this guy just kept interjecting. And I just said to him, you want to be right. I want to help him. There is the difference. And all the wisdom and everything you have, 1 Corinthians 13, it's like a noisy gong, like a clanging cymbal. It doesn't have the love of God in it. If you're not doing something that can make somebody and help somebody be better, not for the sake of saying I made them better, but for the sake of them being better. Am I making sense? It's not a reward that I'm looking for necessarily. I'm looking for the reward from God. When people ask me, how can I give back? I say, win. Get out there and win. Put it to practice and win. So on Tuesday, so say last week, I'm about to land my plane. Tuesday, I asked everybody, how much do you feel you need financially to get to the place you want to be? Who are the people you believe you need to be connected to help make that happen? And when do you expect it to happen? Very interesting, because people will say, well, you know, it's not about the money, and they start to, you know, trying to talk around that. And one of the things you love about this room, people seem to get vulnerable and they start to tell the truth. And we had Joshua just really begin to open up and share after, you know, quoting a bunch of lines and saying a bunch of this mentor says this and this cliche says this and this. And I said, yeah, but what do you say? And he opened up his heart and he shared with everybody what he was going through and what he was struggling with. And that's why I say in this room, we got to be respectful. We got to be considerate, because people come in these rooms, especially when they're in my room, and they put their lives out. They're sharing hurts. And what I'm not going to do is tell them, oh, you should do this. Well, you should do that. Well, why haven't you tried this? No, we're not doing that. You know, we're going to, by the Spirit of God, help them walk through, because there's a thing I've understood about gifts. Some of us are gifted to see things a certain way, and some things really just make sense to us. Other people, they don't see or process like that. And you may look at them and think, hey, oh, welcome back. Good to see you. Hey, Jonah, good to see you again. My people in the room, hold on, we got to get some love.
Thank you.
As I was saying, you know, I had to come to this realization. There are talents and there are gifts. And talents can be developed and can be trained and can be taught. Gifts are from God. You can't give people those. So I can take anybody in this room and do some vocal training with you and teach you how to sing some notes. It might make you even a much better singer than what you are. I was a record producer for years. I can't make you Whitney Houston. That's a gift. That's a gift. You can't give that to somebody. Either you have that or you don't. And I've realized, and it comes to the same revelation when it comes to how people understand, receive, learn, comprehend, figure things out. Some people are just gifted God has blessed me. I'm gifted. I can come in any situation, look at it, and as I say, feng shui your brain. Okay, move that over here, put that over here, put that right there. And they go, oh my God, it's working now. I just have that ability. And I used to say, what the hell is wrong with these people? And it hit me. They don't have that gift. So then it is my responsibility as an elder, as a senior, to be patient and walk them through that process and realize that they're maybe not coming to the level that I'm on, but their level is still important. It's still crucial, it's still important, and it's worthy of respect, and it's worthy of honor, and it's worthy of love. Amen. I'm gonna give myself a hand clap for that. That was great. So, family, pop on in. Let me know what's on your heart and on your mind, and let's have our time. Let's do what we do. So the questions were there. If you could put them in the room again, in the chat. How much do you need financially? What do you believe the financial need is? Let me try it again. Orlando just came in the room. Hey, Orlando, good to see you, my brother. So the question is, what do you believe your financial need is to accomplish this thing you're called to? Who do you think you need to be connected to make it happen? And when do you believe it's going to or should happen? It's amazing when you talk to entrepreneurs or people that call themselves, because everybody calls themselves an entrepreneur. And I tell people all the time, you're not an entrepreneur, you're self-employed if you work for yourself. Entrepreneur means you don't have to go to work because you got a team working and the business makes money whether you're there or not. And I have 2 companies that do that for me. And that's real estate and that's the staffing and employment services company. And I haven't worked and had a job or worked for anybody in, it might be closer to 40 years now, but it's definitely over 35. So there's some certain things I have figured out. And what I want to help people do is figure it out. You know, how do you get from the place of dream to vision? And people call everything a vision. Oh, it's my vision. Well, is it? Have you given it life? Because that's when it comes alive. It's a dream when it comes to you. But after you begin to put feet to it and you begin to hit the ground with it and get it walking and running, well, why would you say that? Well, because the Bible said the vision is for an appointed time. And though it tarry, wait for it, for in the end, it will speak and not lie. So one thing I've learned about the vision has its own voice and it can define itself. So if I have to still keep defining it, it's still in the dream state. When it steps into vision state, it makes noise and it makes itself known. Anyway, I'm giving you guys the floor. One of the things I always point out is when I start talking, a lot of times you guys just get quiet and want to listen to me talk, and I have to mute my mic to make you talk. So, you know, floor's here. Questions, you know, concerns. You got the 3 questions up there. Somebody hit the floor with it. Let's go. Let's go. Muting now. Hey, Brian, welcome. I see you in the chat. Turn on your mic. Thank you for the nice things, but turn on your mic. Hey, Lando, you see, come on back, come on. Come back.
Yo.
Hey, my bro, how you doing?
I'm great, man. How are you? How's everyone?
I'm
driving, by the way.
Good
I love the soundbite, man. The clapping soundbite. You have a bunch of those for certain occasions. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, so I guess I'll start. So the question was, can you repeat just quick the questions? I know somebody wrote it in chat. The first one is how much finance? Hi, Rid, welcome.
The first one is, how much do you believe you need financially to get to that next level, to get that vision off the ground? Financially, how much do you think it's going to take? Or have you calculated that?
Yeah.
Who do you
So
feel
funny.
you need to be connected to? Or you want me to give it to you one at a time?
Yeah. I think I remember some. Yeah. So funny. I was actually talking exactly about this like an hour ago with people, and I was sharing it with people to see what they think. So mine, because me, I'm a trader. I'm a day trader. So I'm pursuing something along that route as well. So it's gonna be like an app. We're gonna create an app, website, groups for that. But it's more about the 75 hard challenge, right? From do you know that challenge, the 75 hard?
No, sir. Talk to me about it.
Oh, you don't? Yeah. So it's from what's his name? But yeah, it's pretty much for 75 days you have tasks to do, and you just check it up for every day. For example, diet, working out 2 times a day. One has to be outside, and you have to check them out, like reading a book for 10 minutes a day, something like that. And you check them up every single day. But if there's a day where you don't check it up, you have to restart back from day one. So you have like 75 days to do all of it. I
Okay.
mean, to keep doing it for 75 days over and over to change your habits, pretty much. So I'm planning to do something like that, but more for trading. So, like following the plan. Did you check the news? Did you follow your plan? Did you respect your stop loss, take profit, like all of this? So similar thing, but for trading. So I'm planning to create an app for that. But what I need, how much money I would need for that, I don't think I need anything.
Okay.
I need somebody. Actually, I have a friend I'm talking to.
Okay, wait a
So I
minute.
need somebody who's able.
Hold on. Wait, hold on, stop a minute. Okay, so you said
Yeah.
you covered the first thing. You don't think you really need money for that. So then the next thing is, then who do you need to be connected with to
Exactly.
make this happen?
Yeah, exactly. So basically, I have a friend. She's doing, like coding, all of that stuff that I don't know nothing about. Creating an app. Yeah, because this app is more about like accountability type of app, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I just need somebody who knows their way around creating applications, website with the payment options, like all of that stuff. So that I don't need any funding. I need somebody who knows it, and then it's like a partnership. We're gonna split through commissions, pretty much. And how long it's gonna take? Well, that I have no clue how fast or how slow the process is.
Okay.
But that's my idea for now.
I love it. I love it. You deserve one. So it's very important. You identified that you need a person, not the finances, but then you want to create an app, which I believe is going to then have some finance necessary to it. And I'm not the first person to say this. Welcome everybody who's in on TikTok. I see you in here. Thank you so much. I don't see who it is, but please say hi to them. We're streaming on a couple of platforms at the same time. Oh, Dynamic, what's going on, baby girl? I see you in the room. If you can, jump on over to the Zoom with us. Put the link in there so she can join us in Zoom. And so a couple of people came in the room. My boy Ryan is in the house. Brian is in the house. Ryan and Brian. All right, both together. Who else came in here that I missed? Did I miss somebody else? We got a nice room tonight. Good to see you guys. Always a pleasure having you in here. God's doing a wonderful thing. So there will be some money involved, and if you don't set a time to get it done, then I call it can easily fall into the Annie syndrome. You know what I mean by that? Tomorrow, you're always a day away. It can get lost in creation.
So how can I set time if I don't know exactly how coding, creating apps, how all of these works?
Oh, I got
So
that.
we could have goals like today we're gonna do this, but I have zero clue how long this process works, pretty much.
I would say to you then, get an estimation of that, look into it, do your research, find out how long the people who have successful in it have taken to do it, and then get a time. It's something about having a time set on your thing. If I would use scripture, Hebrews 11:1, now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Not someday faith, not one day faith, but now.
Yeah.
I've learned that if I don't say I want to have even if I have to reset the date, I set every year, I set amount of money I want to make that year. And if I don't make it, I grandfather it into next year. But if you don't have a specific time, your mind can wander and it doesn't push, people want to say the universe or the envelope. It doesn't push the frequency up if you don't set a time. So,
it does create urgency. Yeah.
Yes, a sense of urgency. I was trying not to say it that way, but yes, a sense of I need to get this done and I need to get this done by this time. Because if I don't set a time, then I can get lazy with it. Or I can keep saying one day it's going to happen, one day it's going to come, one day it's going to be, one day I'm going to find a bride, one day I'm going to find. And I always ask people, when? Tell me give me some kind of time frame. Well, by the time I'm 25, but what if it doesn't happen? Then make it 26. But give yourself, be fair to yourself and give yourself a deadline. Give yourself a deadline. It won't get done. No boss will hire you on the job and tell you, I'll get it done when you get it done. So, yeah.
One day never comes.
Yeah, it never happens. So, April, thank you, brother. Thank you for coming in.
WD, everybody.
What's up, April?
I don't know about this money part though, because so far, minimal, very minimal. Because I know all the free things. I know where to find them. I know you'll probably challenge me on that part. No?
I'm going to tell you why, real quick.
Oh.
Favor, I've said to people many times, you don't have to unmute, you don't have to mute. Favor is to be desired over money. I've taught that for years. I've had people give me things for free that they wouldn't sell to somebody else for $1 million because they favor me. So favor is still resource. It's as good as money, if not better. Continue.
So I have 8 people. Pat Flynn, Jasmine Starr, Rachel Peterson, Vanessa Van Edwards, Amy Porterfield, Lori Harder, Carrie Wilkerson, and Jenna Kutcher. Those are my first 8 that I want to pitch to. And I want this to be done by December 17th, 2026. He's like, what? That's a weird date, one. April.
That's a good date. That's a good date. Wait, you need this one.
Oh my God!
Yes, you need that.
I believe that is Roy's 40-year spiritual birthday. So 40 years of testing instead of like 40 days of testing. I think we'll be ready by then.
I like it. And I like what it does to the spirit and the heart of a person. So I want to make sure you finish before I start talking.
No, that was it.
I love it. And I love the names. You named some hitters. I love that. There was this young lady that I saw online the other day, and she went to this women's conference. And she kept speaking, I'm going to meet Oprah. I'm going to have lunch with Oprah. I'm going to meet Oprah. I'm going to have lunch with Oprah. And she wound up meeting Oprah, and Oprah agreed to have lunch with her. And it happened, and Oprah acknowledged her in the room. I was speaking. I said, James is going to support me. He's going to come out behind me. And my school was set up by Kai. Kai set my school up. I didn't know how to do it. And James literally gave me a testimonial. And I spoke that, and I said, one day he's going to be sitting across the table from me saying, WD, tell me what I need to do about this. And I've been saying it and I've said it, but a more recent situation, and I've talked about it, by the way, congrats to me and my wife. We just got funded for our first $1 million home, and we have a closing date after the 24th. But I have been saying for years, since I've been here, 4 years in Florida, I got to get another house. I don't want to live in an apartment. I don't like living in an apartment. It's a beautiful apartment. I mean, if I show you, I literally live on an island and go outside and see dolphins jumping around. I was like, I don't want here. I want to be in a house. And I just kept saying I want to be, but I was not saying I'm going to be. And therein lies the difference. You want to be, you're going to be. And when you're going to be, you put a time to it, you put a stamp on it, and then you pursue that date. And it was just, if you had spoke to me a month ago, you would hear me even talking about a house. But all of a sudden, I went to my financial advisor and she said, you need to get a house and you need to do it now. But my finances are really not right for that right now. I don't think I'm really at the place yet to do that. And I started coming up with all of the things. And of course, another WD saying is, those who decide to do give you all the reasons they can. Those who decide not to do give you all the reasons they can't. Which one are you? And I realized just that quick, I was the guy that was giving myself all the reasons I couldn't. So I put my mind to, okay, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. My financial advisor, now my financial advisor is a little Asian woman, and she's got the high-pitched voice and everything. She fits perfectly. And she, you know, they say things to you like, but that's stupid. I mean, I'm not calling you stupid, but you know what I mean. You know, she's very direct like that. And so I left there and I went roller skating that night and just happened to mention to the DJ, who is a friend of I've become friends with, yeah, I need to find a house. And he says, oh, come up to Coconut Creek. I never heard of Coconut Creek. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a wealthy house. You will love it. Blah, 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 blah. And he started sending me Zillows. And I'm looking at the houses and I'm going, these are pretty nice. It's not the price range I want to be in, but it's pretty nice. So I called my friend Sean, whose house we got married in on December. Now, my friend Sean is someone I mentored as a kid, who now has a $6 million house and 50 acres of land. We got married in this house. So now it's kind of ruined me a little bit because I'm seeing, I'm seeing that. Even though my pockets are not saying that, my spirit is seeing that. I said, Sean, I'm looking for a house and these realtors are sending me stuff I don't like. You know what my taste is. And he literally sent me one house. And I immediately began to talk about why I couldn't afford that house. And he said to me, he calls me D. D, you'll never get a chance like this again. You'll never find a house like this again for this price. He said, I'm telling you right now, it has a lake in the back, have a boat dock on the back of the house, a pool inside. He said, you're never gonna find something like this again for this price. If you don't do it, you'll never get this chance again. I had a little panic thing. My wife had to pray over me. You know, I had a little panic attack. Because I don't have W-2s. And I'm telling you this story for a reason. Because I don't have W-2s and stuff like that. I can't show them, you know, my year-to-date money like that. I'm a businessman. I get a little from here, a little from there. But if you look at my pay, it looks like I make $45,000, $50,000 a year. You're not buying a house with that. So they say, well, we need 2 years of every bank statement you have from every business you have, and literally 2 years of statements from about 6, 7 accounts. I had to go through that process. But in that process, it stopped being impossible for me, April. As I was going through it, it's like, it seemed overwhelming and like impossible, but the closer I got to the turn didn't look as sharp as it looked from a distance. That makes sense? You driving down the road, you see the turn, it look like it's going to cut. And as you get to it, it look like it kind of straightens out. And you come through. Oh, Omar's here. Got a full house tonight, Omar. Welcome, my brother. Good to have you here. That's my brother from another mother.
Hey.
So my point is, what you're doing and the way you're doing it is what brings and draws to you the resources that you need. And I already told you what I felt about the vision that you had when you shared it with me. And you know, everybody who knows me knows I don't BS. And so I saw what I saw. I told you what I saw. I did my job, and I'm done. So I'm proud of what you're doing. Keep going. You got something happening. I'm gonna give you another one. Next up, who else is coming in the room? Harry, so good to see you, man. I missed you. It's been a minute.
Hey, Dr. Brown, how's it going, dude?
Okay, he's titled me Dr. Brown.
Mr. Brown, Dr. Brown, with the lyrical medicine, man. That's for sure.
Well, thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah, doing good, thank you. Yeah, just thinking about your questions and obviously listening to your stories as well. I would say that right now, the amount of money that I would need to launch my business would be pretty minimal. I think right now, technically nothing. It would make my life easier if I had $500.
500,000?
$500.
Oh, okay.
Or like $1,000, because I can invest into a little bit more learning. But I've got essentially a 30-day trial, and in those 30 days, I'm hustling. I got it yesterday. So what I'm doing now is using that 30-day as a bracket. So by the 19th of August, if I don't book a client and start generating revenue, this business hasn't got any legs. So I've given myself a month. The money that would go into those 30 days would be investing in kind of packages that come around that business. So I'm basically learning the business model from a website called Flexible Members, where he's teaching me about the AI engine, how it works, and how it collaborates with Go High Level, and basically the ins and outs of it. And he also has upsells for various different things. So the same day client getting kit, the the business essentials, the 7-figure case studies that I can use to provide evidence to my clients, various different other kind of features and things that I can add to the business. And buying, let's say, the same day client getting kit for, I think it's $197, and then the business essentials and maybe the proof as well. Like having those three, I think would be really good. Do I need them? Not necessarily. I think that I could basically just start picking up the phone and start prospecting and just see where I go through trial and error. It might make my life a little bit simpler, but I think that I should be okay. As it is the first day of the 30-day trial, I'm very much on that right now. Let's go. Let's start picking up the phone. Let's start calling various different industries. I've got a list of industries that I can contact, and I've got a realtor who I messaged who got back to me. So I'm just going to be investing a lot of my day today, basically just picking up the phone and calling and seeing how it goes. So,
Thank you, sir.
yeah.
Thank you.
That's me.
I
Who
love
do I need to partner with?
I love sharing the class.
Yeah, I think that kind of encapsulates all three questions there. What do you think?
I think you did. What I would ask you to change, if you can, for me, is your posture. That too, you could do that. You speak about it flighty. You don't speak about it definitely. You don't speak
Okay, yeah.
about it with excuse my expression, with balls. And I'm asking you to do that for this reason. It doesn't cost anything to do that. There's no finances or no anything required for you to say, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. You know, I love the way April talks about what she wants to do. And this, I'm going to meet this person. And she's naming some people that, I mean, you know, she's not just naming her neighbors. You follow what I'm saying? But she's speaking it with definites. People are drawn to definites. So, case in point, when Edmonio was on, and he was talking about, well, I get my website and I'm gonna get this done. When I get this done, I'm gonna be able to launch this. When I get ready to do this and this. And it was my first time ever in the room. And I was like, I want to give this kid $500. He said, I only need 100. So I want to give you 5. I only want 100. So I told him, well, fine. I'll send you 100. But he calls me uncle now. His whole family, I was talking to his mother and everybody now. I said, listen, fine, I'll give you 100, but Uncle WD's got the other 400 in the side. If you ever need it, you just call me. And I think he's called once for another 100. Well, he called for 60, but I sent him 100. My point is, that energy motivates people to get behind it because they see it and they want a piece of it. That is that kind of thing. So when I say your posture, it's like you feel like you're still messing with it a little bit, thinking about it. So I always say to people, there's a difference between the people that want to do. Everybody wants to be rich. I had to go from wanting to be to going to be. And once my attitude changed from wanting to be to going to be, everything around me started to change. And the kind of relationships I had start to change. And the kind of finances that are available start to change. And the access to things start to change. Because I immediately begin to approach it from the place that demands it to come to me. And if you know what I'm saying, from school to education to everything you have in your life right now that you won in, you made the decision that you were going to have it. I don't care if it's a job. You made the decision, I'm tired of being broke. It could be for some people, I got to get a job, and then you went and you got it. And I tell people all the time, it's all the same. Somebody says, I got to find a job, I don't know what I'm going to do. How did you find the last one? I was looking for a job. That's the same way you find the next one. You know, and it's the energy you bring to it. I love what you're talking about. I didn't want to marry it. You know what I mean? I didn't want to have a relationship with it because it didn't come at me like this guy is going to catch that tiger by the neck and put him in a sleeper hole. And once that starts to happen in you, you bring everything else you need to you. It'll show up. It'll show up in your room. It'll show up in your life. If nowhere else, it'll show up in your spirit and make you feel more powerful. And people are drawn to power. And it could be the wrong power sometime. It could be the right power sometime. But the power of, okay, so I'm gonna give this example, and I hope you guys don't mind my examples. Are we okay with these? Yes? Let me see a thumbs up or a thumbs up emoji or something, and you're okay with me sharing my stories and stuff. So.
Please do.
Okay, amen. So Sophie's in the room. You see Sophie. Lindsay's here. Nellie, my wife, is here. The other team members are not here right now. I asked them last Saturday in a meeting that we had to give me what they wanted to do, same questions, how much money and time. And as I went around the room, I saw hesitation, but the hesitation blew my mind. Sophie said, I don't know. I want to travel the world with my daughter and not have to worry about it. I don't really want to put money to it. I said, ain't nobody giving out free trips around the world and plane flights. So you're gonna have to put some money to that. You know, it's no such thing. So she said, okay, 300 million. And I went around the room and the lowest number I got in the room was 250 million from my team members. Now I'm telling you why I'm saying that, and it's so important, Harry, because they didn't remember, but I asked them the same question about almost 2 years ago. And the highest number in the room that was said with hesitancy was 120,000. That was the highest number that they could believe for a year and a half ago. Nelly, I think the highest, you said 80,000, you would be good. And this time you said 1 billion. And in my mind, I said, now you see what change of mind and change of altitude and attitude will do to you. I mean, I love the people that get in here, and I see them. I had the conversation with Joshua live on here. It's recorded, so I'm not saying anything. And he just kept quoting, and this person said this, and there's an old saying this, and the cliche this. And I'm like, yeah, dude, but what are you saying? You keep telling me what Myron Golden is good. You don't have to keep saying what he's saying. What are you saying? Because that's the only thing that's going to really matter at the end of the day is what you're saying, what you believe, what's in the core of you. So your posture is important, bro. The way you see it, it has to become so real to you that you feel like you live in it even before you get there. And I didn't learn it until I was in my mid-40s. But I figured it out. And that is, people are drawn to power. And I don't mean power position. I mean the power of that comes out of you. When you speak with it with life, and life comes out of you, and people feel that life. And that's why you're here in this room with me right now. Because when I speak like they said about Jesus, like one having authority, and people feel it, and people are drawn to it. They want to be a part of it, and I want to share it with everybody who will take it. Good enough? I think that deserves a oh my God. Come on. Oh my God! I had to have one of those.
Hey, Mr. Omar has his hand raised.
I see him. Come on, brother Omar, jump on up in here.
Hey,
Hey.
I just raised my hand because since this is the first time I've come, so I figured may as well just get an idea about what is the way this goes, and like get a picture. And then of course I read your questions after that. So then I would love to, after that I would want to share stuff about that as well. So you wanna first give me a bit of a brief, WD, since I missed the initial minutes of the framework of this call.
Mm-hmm. Now, were you asking me a question just then? I missed it.
Is my audio clear?
Yeah. What did you say? You asked me what's the point of what?
No. What I want to what's the structure of the call?
Okay.
Since there's a bunch of folks here, so I was just
okay. I'm gonna help you. You're gonna love this. You already answered it for me in WhatsApp earlier. The same question. My conversation with you gave birth to this conversation here. How much? What is the money you need? Who are the people you need to connect with? And what is the time frame to your greatness? The title of this meeting, if you want to call it a meeting, is Greatness. What's keeping you? What's stopping you? So making I don't want to say making, that sounds bossy, having you guys discuss your greatness in real terms, not in somewhere over the rainbow terms. Just get the conversation going. So after we had that talk, I remember you were mesmerized by it. And you were like, whoa, bro, what you just did just now. And then I was on live that night and I was like, I'm gonna bring this to the people. It blessed you. I'm gonna bring it to the family. I'm gonna bring it to my live. Welcome everybody that's joining on TikTok. I appreciate it. I don't know how many anybody jumping in on YouTube? I know people pop in and out. It's quiet.
Yeah, they're popping in and out
2 people is
on YouTube.
2 people is 2 people. I'll take them.
They're passing through though.
So Omar, did I answer your question? And you might want to now, based on the fact that you had days to sit with it, you might want to share and encourage the room with it.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing that, WD. Yeah, those 3 questions. First, initially, when you asked me those questions, I was like, yeah, these are like seemed very straight, simple enough questions. I was answering immediately. And then when you gave me the breakdown of how that significance of each of them, it just blew my mind, right? And then the next entire day, I was just restricting on that whole on how the application for my life is. And you know what I did, WD, and I shared with the message as well with you and about my frame of thought. I'll just kind of give a quick recap of that. The first thing, as far as the money that would be required for the bigger vision, the first thing that came to my mind was something along the lines of 100,000 per month, 100,000 USD per month is the first level of finances that I would want to get to be able to build all those things that I've been working towards, right? The kind of people would be definitely the right business experienced people, the right scientific minded people who would be into not just healing, also research, and genuinely aligned with the vision. By the way, for the ones who might be listening for the first time, the vision which I'm working towards is in a conscious and present manner, while living our highest self, make complete cancer healing possible for all, and living healthy above 100 as the norm. That's the vision. Should have introduced it at the start. Either ways, with that, keeping that in mind, thank you. The second one I already answered, right? The people. And the third one, the timeline for accomplishing. The way I looked at the timeline was the timeline to get to that entire vision, right? That would be so first of all, when we say 100,000, we are not saying timeline for that, right? We are talking about timeline for the end result, right? So for that end result, I would say 10 years.
Okay, so let's be clear, not saying the end result of your whole dream, but the first phase you need to break through to get to that next ultimate level, whatever.
Okay.
It's about phases. Continue.
Okay. So to get to this 100,000 per month mark, what I pictured was the next 8 to 10 months. I don't know how. I mean, of course, I did do the calculation how. At that point, I didn't know how. Then after that, I went, like as we discussed, I went deeper into this. Like, okay, in order to now get to this 100,000 mark, how much money do I need? Again, same 3 questions. And the first answer that I got, like, phases wise, right? The first answer that I got was 5,000 per month. I need to first get to that point, USD per month. And then I looked at the people that I would need, the connections I would need. At that point, the idea formed in my mind that something that has been brewing for a while, to set up these aesthetic journals and cards for healing and wellness and upliftment for global. That's the level which I want to be aiming for as the starter package that I would offer, right? And that is what would get me firstly to the 100K mark as well. And initially also to get to the 5K mark, also that would be the first obvious steps that I would want to take. And of course, expand, keep reinvesting the profits back into it. And the people I would need to make that aesthetic journals and cards for the healing and wellness, using the creatives that I create and using the infrastructure, whatever connections I make, I would need the right people, obviously, who would be making such products and distributions and printing and the right places, geographically placed, things like that, right?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
One, I love the way you analyze, right? But your conversation is definitely 100% different today than it was when we spoke. My thought was, in your analytical mind, I remember your answer to the money you need was, it doesn't matter, I don't really need money. It'll all come as, I keep doing these masterminds, somebody will come into the room and make my life complete. And I was like, no, they won't. No, they won't. It's not gonna happen. And so I'm saying this because, just talk to Brother Harry, right? Now you're speaking of it in terms of actual money and real connections and really considering the people that you would want to have at your table, where before you were just leaving it to chance is what you were doing, right? When it happens, and when it's time, and all of a sudden, I hear now an aim, a goal, 100,000. Okay, well now we can start with 5,000, and then we can build it to that. And those, in that energy, and what you're saying right now, I'm interrupting, but asking you, how do you feel now that you are talking like this?
It's so much more practical, and this is what I have been actually looking to find. I knew that there is this thing, couldn't place a finger on it, what exactly was the clarity in the goals. And this 3-question framework has helped me get exactly that. So that's what I feel like, that it's clear, and like you only put it, it's more real and practical. It's genius. The questions that you framed, WD,
Thank you.
is genius. And I'm not just saying this to flatter you. I'm saying, I don't say stuff to do that anyways. It's just that the praises come from the heart. So that's it, man.
Okay.
And a quick question. Your voice
Go
is
ahead.
having
I want to say a couple of people have checked out because they're going to go jump on the SOM. And Orlando, all right. Thank you for stopping in. It was a pleasure having you. Yeah, I know a couple of people because I know Roy and his wife got to go as well. So thank you for coming in. Thank you for being here. I want to make sure I give you a proper goodbye. So yes. Enjoy, Orlando, and we're talking about moving it later, so we'll do that. You got to go to Rid. All right, my dear, pleasure having you here as well. Yeah, I understand, but we'll be working on the time. So we're leaning toward maybe 10 or 9. That's what seemed to be in the votes coming up the most. So yes, but yes, this is great. Go ahead. I wanted you to finish. No, I know you're not blowing smoke up my hiney. That's not how me and you work together. I don't know where that phrase comes from. Who came up with that? Anyway, but anyway, yeah, it's about the reality that I wanted to introduce to you was that, and if it's genius, then the genius comes from the throne and experience. I wanted to introduce you to coming out of the dream state and stepping into the vision state. And that's where a lot of people get stuck. They get stuck in the dream state And you see them, life goes on, my chance never came. I'm like, you never took it. I know that because I know there's a lot of opportunities that I let get by, and I would say it didn't happen for me. It's like, no, you didn't make it happen. I didn't make it happen. That's at the end of the day, that's the truth of it. I didn't make it happen. I was waiting for a fairy godmother to come into my world and turn my world around. And it doesn't work that way. And it never has, and it never will. So when I challenge you with these kind of questions, I'm awakening a sleeping giant in your spirit. You become a different animal. So that's why I said when I spoke to my team a year ago, the highest number was 120,000, and now the highest number I think was 4 billion. And that is what the right food will do to you. The right challenges and the right words. And I've been birthed for such a time as this. And that's what I do. And that's what I love doing. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And I also took that continuation all the way down to today. What am I doing today? So I don't know if you want me to break that down. At least I have done that, one step leads for 5,000. Now what do I do? For the next one, what do I do? Things like that, right? So yeah,
Okay,
that's kind of how I went.
So let's do this. Let's see if anybody else wants to come up, make a statement, ask a question, and then we'll swing right back to you and let you. I would love to hear that.
And a quick question: your voice is having a bit of an echo. Is that normal, or because it's not like an echo? It's more like it's got like that stage effect. Like there's a mic on and there's a stage. So is that intentional? I was wondering initially. That's what I
It sounds a
thought.
little bit like an auto tune.
Okay, so
not auto tune, more like a mic. I mean, at least in my opinion, it sounds more like a.
It is a mic. I have a
like a
mic on
stage.
and I have a speaker. So like if I do this, you won't hear that now. You don't hear it now, right?
Exactly. See, like you're on a stage, and then you're like on a TED talk. You're talking, and then there's the echo in the stadium.
We want to get that TED Talk effect, man. That's what we
Exactly. See, I knew it. I had a feeling that that was intentional. So cool. Keep it. That's perfect, brother. I mean, I'm all for it then.
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. We're going to the world, baby. We're going to the world. We got the application. I don't know if I told you guys about that, but yeah, application was given to us, and we got to fill it out and present. And Kai reached out to me when I sent him something letting him know that we have the opportunity, and he called me immediately and said, get your presentation together, and I want to bring you in the room. I want you to present it to School of Mentors and let us hear it first before you present it to TED Talk. And I was like, way to go. So yeah, again, and speaking that into existence. You were on the call when I mentioned TED Talk, and I said, oh, the guy told me it was 30 grand, and they all looked it up and said, he lied to you, and it doesn't cost you anything. And literally not even a week later, here it is sitting on the table, the opportunity to present for it. So, if they like what I do, which I believe they will, we're in. So everybody else in the room, anybody else, let's go. Go ahead, Sophie.
Well, I just want to say, just have a comment how you spoke about all the people from School of Mentors all the time, and to actually see a few of them and to see the camaraderie, the respect and the love, like this room, everyone is very respectful. Everyone is here for one another. I'm reading the chats and there's people being helpful, saying positive things. I just wanted to say, like, this is a great atmosphere. And I see how you speak highly of the people that are on the School of Mentors. And of course, I already know why, they're drawn to you because I've been around you for years. So I just wanted to say, welcome to everyone. It's good to put, the face to the names that Mr. Brown has been talking about. And it's just, this is amazing. That's all I had to say.
Yeah. Come on. No, you got to clap for Sophie. Yeah, so yeah, you hear me talk about Omar regularly. But yeah, this is my family. Always the newest member to the family, but she's wormed her way into my heart. And appreciate you. Where you at, O? Come on, step to the microphone if you can. If not, somebody else while we're waiting for her can speak up. And Vishwa, I don't know you, but I'm glad to have you here. If you can unmute and talk to us a little bit, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, hi WD. Like, I'm from the School of Mentors. I saw the meet in the chat and have joined. So, like, I'm from India. I have moved to US on like student visa. So I'm here for my master's and I have recently graduated. And these calls, like the SOM calls, were really a blessing. But right now, like due to immigration stuff, I'm not able to do much, like a business kind of thing. Yeah.
What do you mean you're not able to do much? See, when I
I
hear
mean,
words like that, my mind goes, what? Wait, what did I just hear? What do you mean I'm not able to do much?
I mean, like the visa regulations and everything.
Okay, but you are able to do much. There are certain things that you are not able to do, but then there's a bunch of things that you are able to do, correct?
Yeah, like I mean, I cannot start my own business, but I can only work.
Well, no, you can start your business, you just can't launch it to the public, but you can still start it and build it and have it ready so when the opportunity comes, you can unleash it. You can do everything with your business that you want to do except let it go to the public at this moment. But you can have everything in place, all the vehicles where they need to be, and everything in this organization. And when the door opens, you just burst in. That's what you can do.
Okay, so like I'm a software engineer and I'm trying to do like AI automation for small businesses. Like that's my plan because like the knowledge I have in the technology side. Um, so, but I feel like I'm stuck.
You feel like is the
Yes, yeah, because again, I told you about the regulations, right?
okay. You feel like
So,
feeling.
what do you suggest?
Well, thank you for asking. Um, the key is, like I said earlier, those who decide to do it give you other reasons they can. Those who haven't give you the reason they can't. You're already looking at the impossibilities and not the possibilities. I'm not in your field, but let me give you an example. When I decided that it was time for me to come forward as a speaker, I want you to listen to this. You don't know my age. I'm sure you don't. But I'm 67 years old,
Okay.
running up on 70. The age that most people are already retired and sitting in their nursing home or on their way or got walkers or all kind of stuff. And I decided that I would launch into this career as a speaker. And I sat down. I went, first of all, for me to even go online and start doing social media, a man in his mid 60s, who does that? But
Absolutely.
I did it. I decided to do it and I did it. And I started doing social media. And nobody was in my room and nobody was coming to my page. I kept going. And maybe about a year and a half in, I did a video and it got 300,000 views. And I said, oh, somebody wants to hear what you have to say. So I kept going. Then I said, I need to write a book because everybody I listened to said, if you really want to get out there and be a speaker, you need to write a book. So I said, well, I'm going to write a book and I'm going to trademark the name of my company. Well, the name of my company wasn't available, but the phrase I say every ending at the end of every video, you ready, let's grow, that was available. So I filed for the trademark. And to have the trademark, for me to be able to use it in books, I had to come up with 3 books in the period of less than 4 months. And we did. We came up with 4 books. And so I released 4 books, which are now on Amazon. I'm telling you what I've done in the past year, not past 10 years, past year. I launched a whole new life and company in the past year. I wasn't to the public, but I was doing it. Then I joined the School of Mentors because I saw James saying, I can help you, get to the next level with your business. And I watched his videos, I saw what he's done. And I said, now, if I can do with my videos what this guy is doing, and what do you know? I come into the school and all of a sudden they pull me to the front of the room and have me teaching. And I'm like, well, okay, so then once again, proof, what I was saying to you, Brother Harry, a little earlier, once you put that feet to it, everything around you starts to come together. I need you guys to understand this. I've only been in the School of Mentors like 3 months, if that much, right? And people say to me, I thought you were here for years. No, I was new in the room. But I came in with such a certainty that people crowded around me. And to even see you guys all here in the room with me tonight, and I don't plan to be in that room for a year like some people say, I've been in here for a year and a half. I'm like, well, God bless your heart, but it won't be me. Because I'll have my own room. And voila, here we are. A few months later, I have my own room and here you guys are. And you could be over there, but you're here. So that says something. And Kai got behind me and helped me do this, because he saw something. He said, we got to get you out there. We got to get the world hearing what you got to say. And that's only because I came to do what I could, Vish. I came to do what I could. I didn't come saying what I can't do and what my limits were. I came saying I'm going to do everything I can with what I have to work with. It's what I did. So I came with that. And that opened the door for me being this. This is my second time on here. I've been on TikTok for a year. This is my second time on here with this class. And look what's happening. The first video we posted, we didn't put the time right, or the date right. Omar had to say to me, you're missing information here, buddy. You got to put your time and all of this. And so this is just our second meeting, and we had a full room. All I do is go for it, man. And I go for it to freaking win. Oh, look at Hassan's coming in. I go for it to win. And if you go for it to win, and you go forward with the attitude that you come in to take, not to see, not to look, not to spectate, not to try, but you come, listen, if I can do this at almost 70 years old, I don't understand anybody telling me anything. You understand what I'm saying? Just freaking make the decision to do it. Listen, I heard Joyce Meyer say this a long time ago, and I love it. You can believe for 100% of something and only get half of it, or you can believe for 100% of nothing and get all of it. So when I go, I just freaking go. And we'll figure it out as we go. We'll get over the humps when we come to them. I'm not going to worry about my shocks now, and I'm just going. I will figure it out when I get there. If I bust a tire, I'll pull over, I'll change it, and I'll freaking keep going. So when I get you in these rooms and I ask you these questions, I ask you because these questions will change you on the inside. That's why I say get my book, Mindset Before Millions. It's on Amazon. Put it in the link because it will walk you through the process of, well, how do I get from, boy, I sure would love for things to be different, to things are going to be different because I'm going to do everything I can to make them different. But here's what I would say to you. Once you run out of you, God always steps in. Once you do all you can and there's nothing left in your tank, that's when he shows up. There's no sense of God showing up. They're going to put it in the chat. They're going to put it in the chat, once you do what you know to do, the doors are open up. Everything that you need will show itself. If it's $500, if it's $5,000, if it's $50,000, if it's $5 million, it will show up. My realtor, a young man who I dealt with, he came to me and he said, I need to get you into something. I said, what's that? He said, you need to get into real estate. I said, no, I'm an investor. I never want to be a realtor because there's too many limitations. I don't want the rules and restrictions. He said, then why don't you come into it on the finance side? What do you mean? He said, you need to be the guy that's the loan officer, the mortgage broker. You have access to all the money and know where all the money is that nobody knows. And you have access to help people close deals. And I was like, and I could get the money for my own deals. Yes, sign me up. And he just literally set me up for, I think, September through his company, free in his class. Because I stepped out. He sees that you put anything in front of me, I'm gonna go for it. Once I decide is what I want, is what I'm going to have. It's what I'm going to have. So if I can do this at almost 70 years old, she just put the link in the subscription. I mean, in the chat. And that book, I lowered the price of that book. That book is worth it. But yeah, I've talked a long time. I don't want to keep going on and on. You'll get my point. It costs you nothing to believe. It costs you nothing to try. It costs you nothing to go for it. It costs you absolutely freaking nothing to go for it.
Yeah, thanks, David. This is so powerful. I mean, the phrase that you told, do all the possibilities when you have done your part, that God steps in.
Always.
I like that. Yeah. I
Always.
mean, yeah, I will think about that. I will think about the possibilities. Stop thinking about the constraints.
Yes, sir. This is why I love what I do. I get to change lives, one person at a time, now more than one person at a time. You know, I say all the time when I see people like Myron Golden and all of them, I'm like, I can do that. That's it. I look at Tony Robbins, I go, oh, that's what you're doing? I can do that. Give me the mic. Get me on the stage. And I had somebody, and I'm gonna tell you this, you're gonna love this, Fish, and everybody in the room. Somebody said to me recently, well, they sent me this person's video. It was very informative how she got started speaking. And I spoke for 5 years for free, and then I got my first gig and it was $400, and then I got a this or that, and now I'm doing this. And I looked up and she's not even a millionaire, and I'm like, get the hell out of here, I don't want to listen to you. I was like, nah, I'm not starting like that. I'm not gonna be speaking 5 years for, dude, I'm pushing 70. I'm not speaking 5 years for free. I said this, and you guys listen to me, and mark my words. You're listening? Let me know, give me a thumbs up emoji, let me know you're listening to me. You're listening to me? I promise you this. It won't be long before I'm on stage with Tony Robbins. I'm promising you, it won't be long before I'm on stage with this dude. I'm telling you right now, it won't be long. It won't be 10 years, it won't be 15 years. Somewhere, somehow he's gonna run into me and he's gonna say, dude, you are freaking amazing. I'm telling you right now, it won't be long before I'm up there. It won't be long. Look at me now. I came into the community a couple of months ago and I already have my own channel. It won't be freaking long. And you guys love me. You know why you love me? Because I love you, and you know it, you can feel it. I'm not here just trying to sound deep and important and throw a bunch of cliches at you and, you know, try, oh, he's so deep. Screw that. Can I change your life? Can I say something that makes you a better person, that gives you hope, that gives you expectation? If that's what I can do, that's what I want to do. And I'm not getting paid a dime right now. So I know when the stage opens up for me, it's gonna open up. I said to my wife, I said, my first gig is gonna be between $4,500 to $10,000. I said, watch, I promise you that. I promise you that. Now, watch this, Harry. Watch this, Vish. It costs me nothing to say this. It costs me nothing to believe this. But you know what it does? It gets God excited. Because God likes to do the impossible. And when you give him a big order like that, this house that we're closing on, I don't have the finances in my mind to do a house that's close to $1 million. I said, let's just get on the road. Only thing they can say is no. They'll come back and say, sorry, you don't qualify, and send me home. She said, wow, let's get God excited. Yes, he takes pleasure. The scripture says he takes pleasure in the prosperity of his servants. The scripture says that God takes pleasure in the prosperity. Well, anything, God, let me help you have all the pleasure you can have. I want prosper me, let's prosper, so that you can get all the excitement and joy you can out of my life. Because I've spent too much of it sitting on the sidelines wishing that one day all of the success, and you're going to love this, Harry, and you're going to love this, Omar, all of you are going to love this. All of my success and all that I have took place for me after I was 45, when I finally figured it out. I lived poor up until then. At 45, it clicked for me. So, and it just clicked for me again at 65. So let me just tell you something. It doesn't make a difference. Time is a construct that man uses. God is not limited by space or time. He's not limited by, he doesn't sit there looking at a watch to see what time it is. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow are one big now to God. It's all one. We have the time thing. And I remember when I was homeless and I was sitting at my sister's table crying, and God said this to me. You know, if I wanted to, I can give you everything you ever dreamed of yesterday. And I said, you could have. He said, no, I can. Wait, how do you? He said, I could give it to you last year. I'm like, wait, what? He said, you can't relate to that because you're limited thinking. But I'm God. I can make all your dreams come true last year. Sit with that one. How you feeling, Harry? I can feel you cooking, man. I can feel the pot simmering, bro. You about to run across the ceiling right about now. I can feel it.
Bro, it's the backbone, man. It's the coming in full charge, saying what I need to say. It's not in my culture to do that. We're very polite in England, we like to dot around a lot of things. And starting my business, I've started 3 before, varying levels of success. Have I made any money from them? No, I haven't. I've pitched a few ideas.
It's okay, bro. It's okay. Oh my
God. Soaking it in though, and appreciate the raw truth. Thanks.
Yeah, you got it, bro. You got it. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is what I do this for. Well, it's 8:30. If anybody else wants to come on up. Let me get a few more people in before I call it a night. But this has been beautiful. I'm loving it. You think you guys are excited? I'm excited. I'm so excited to have you here. This is my first time opening up the room and to have so many people coming here. We must have had at least about 40 people coming here through the course of this evening, and that's freaking exciting. I want to tell you, I am, and I'm sure my wife and my team are like overjoyed. Come on, O.
WD, thank you so much. That was amazing, and it's interesting. But I thought recently, like during my financial struggles, I just opened my YouTube, and I make sure I was a subscriber for the premium. So I looked at that word premium, and it just dawned on me, I'm a premium VIP subscriber for the abundance plan. And I don't even I can relate to what you said, like when you spoke to the God, and he said to you, but I have this plan for you, and you just the problem is that you can't relate to that. So that. But I have also question for you. If you would be on the stage with Tony Robbins, which topic would you think mostly would relate to people, what you could, speak about? But which
Exactly what
topic
I'm
and
speaking about
which
right
topic
now.
would you pick?
Exactly what I'm speaking about
Oh,
right now.
that one? Oh, okay.
Exactly what I'm
That's
speaking about
fire.
right
That's
now.
fire.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to change for him. I'm going to speak what I speak. I'm going to be me. And I'm going to talk about Kai said that I should talk about, me still living my whole life trying to please everybody else and finally getting to the place that now I'm realizing that I can't live for everybody else. And I'm sure a lot of people will relate to that. And I said, well, I'm going to find a way, Kai, to work that in. But at the end of the day, I don't want to tell people the sad story. I want to tell people the victory story. I want to tell people how I came out the other side. I want to tell people the revelations that came to me that made, trying to get a bunch of people to be like, oh, that's so sad. I went through the same thing. Okay, yeah, but then I leave there and everybody says, I can relate to you. Oh my God. No, okay, but what I just did tonight, with God's grace, that's what I want to do. To see that look on Harry's face, to see that look when I was in the room with Ryan that time, and in your room, Omar, and for him to reach out to me literally on Father's Day to say, just want to tell you I love you, happy Father's Day. I'm like, I don't even know this guy, but you changed my life. Wow. To hear you say that, Omar, you changed my life. I've heard Prasan say it. He's got his hand up. I'm going to let him speak next. I know I changed people's lives. I didn't know that for a long time. I didn't give any value to it. I want to give a shout out to my queen, Ms. Nellie Brown, for saying to me, do you know who you are? Do you realize who you are? Do you know what you do? You change people's lives, you affect people's lives. I was like, yeah, I kind of know that. And she was like, no, you need to know it. And she helped me see it. And then the final piece of the puzzle was when I came into School of Mentors, and Kai said it, and Omar said it, and Harry said it, and Prasan said it, and everybody in the room started saying, dude, you are something freaking special. Do you know this? And that your thought I knew it. Your thought I was so sure. I was like, well, I'm starting to know it. My wife told me, but I think she tells me I'm cute no matter how funny looking I look, But when I'm hearing you guys say it, I'm like, then it's real. They have no motivation or reason to say it other than, God, I've been ignoring who I am and ignoring my greatness for so many years. So if I can do it now at 67, then you guys can do it. Period. So that's what I'm here for. What's going on, Brother Hassan? Good to see you. Let me give you a clap. I ain't seen you in a minute.
Yeah. So great to see you, first of all, WD. And as I said, I was just curious to know that, as you said, that it costs nothing to believe. So what is that real belief? Matlab, what's the action that makes it real belief and not just something we say oftentimes in some days and say that it is our belief? What's the action that makes it that, man, he's actually freaking believing it from the inside and not just something that he says to lure himself in rather than luring people in that he believes this. So yeah, that's my question.
I'm going to tell you something, Prasan. I love the questions you ask. One, they're vulnerable. You're asking from a real place, like, help me. I want to know. It's not like you asking me to try to challenge me. You really want the answers to these questions, and I can tell. Did y'all understand this question, everybody? Because I know sometimes it's hard to understand this accent. Well, I've been around him a minute, so I've kind of learned to read the accent pretty good. He said, what makes it real, and not just, oh, I just believe and it's in my head, but what basically he's saying, what's the bridge, or what is the thing that crosses it over from, you know, fantasizing to being real, official belief? Correct, Prasan? Am I quoting you right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, I'm gonna say two things, and I want you to catch this. Somebody asked me one time, how do I become stronger in my faith, and how do I believe, and how do I grow? And I said, when you were born, you were a boy, you were a child, you were a baby. You weren't even a boy, you were a baby, infant. And now today, you're a grown man. Yeah. What did you do? What do you mean, what did I do? What did you do? You were a child, and now you're a man. What did you do? I don't understand your question. You just woke up every day and stayed alive and kept going forward. So all you did. You didn't make the bones stretch. You didn't make your facial muscles change. You didn't bring the hair out on your chin. You didn't create any of that. You just kept going on the path of manhood, and every day you were closer and closer to being a man. Yeah. Faith and belief is the same. You just get up and you do what you know to do every day in the direction of where you want to go, and every day you get a little closer. It ain't about a feeling, Prasan. It's about an action. Faith without works is dead. It's about an action. You get up every day and you do a little bit more, just a little bit more toward walking in that direction. Just a little bit more. You don't, there's no, everybody wants me to tell them the magic thing. So tell me how you got rich. Really? Okay, find a genie and rub the lamp and good luck. What the heck are you talking about? You get on the road and you start walking down the path, and every day you look up, you're a little bit closer. And one day you open your eyes and turn around and go, oh, what the beep? That's it. You just keep walking, keep going. Stop judging yourself. Stop being so critical of yourself. Stop doing what I call internal witch hunts, going through yourself, trying to find out all the things that are wrong with you and not right. Stop looking at the things that are right. And if you can't look at that, then just don't look at anything but forward and just keep walking. Keep freaking going. You can sit down all day and find out what you don't have. But can you look at what you do have? You became a man one day, but I made mistakes. Okay, and you show me somebody on the planet who hasn't. But I made a lot of mistakes. I can show you people who made a lot more mistakes than you, and a lot of them they're in the coffin. So you didn't make that mistake. You're still here with another day to put one more foot in front of the other. That's it. It's not that freaking deep. You just live it and you just walk it. The thing I do is try to give you the direction. That's why I did the book Mindset Before Millions. I try to give you the way to walk. I don't get in the book saying this is how you get rich, and you do this and you invest in the stock market, and you do that and you do this and I do that. Yeah, well, whatever. I've been around too many people that got super rich. I was in the entertainment industry and destroyed their lives. Basketball players, football players, whatever you want to call them, destroy their lives because they get the wealth, but they're not wealthy. Destroy their lives. So you just get on the ground and you keep heading in your direction. You're still here. One more day, one more step. That's all it is. Stop judging yourself. Give yourself grace. Allow yourself to be a human being. There are nobody on this planet that's so much better than you that, you know, your life is so bad and so horrible that you need to keep finding fault. And I know you didn't say that, but I'm just know in my heart that that's what you do. I know you do. I can feel it. And I can tell from your questions. You keep figuring out what you don't have and what, okay, so then walk toward it. But how do I get there? Keep walking. But how long is it going to take? As long as it takes you to walk. I walk faster than you, so I might get there a little sooner. And I didn't. Again, I'm in my 60s. Get on the path, little brother. Look at the good. One day you will wake up and you will turn around. And you already have, because you told me what you went through in the past and how you now, you're in sound, stable mind and all of this. So you told me what you went through. So I was walking home one night, literally. I went for a walk. I'm living here in Miami. I remember dreaming of living in Miami when I was a kid. I just saw the palm trees and they were picking oranges and come down to the Florida sunshine and and I used to say even as a little kid, I want to live there one day. I don't know why, but I just did. I guess God put it in me from a kid. And literally, I went for a walk one night and I was coming back home. And as I was walking up to the complex that I live in, I looked up at the building and I looked at where I lived and I said to myself, I remember when I was poor and I was homeless and I would go for walks and I would pass buildings like that. And I would say, I wonder what life must be like for people that live in this building. Their life must be so sweet. I mean, what wonderful life they must have. Unicorns and butterflies, rainbows and candy corns. Like, just I had these pictures that they just floated in and out the building on this bed of ease. And what must it be like to drive the BMW that they drive? And all of this fantasy, because I saw myself as in a place of that's a fantasy. And now I'm walking home and I go, oh, so now I know what the people in this building are like. They're like me. Sometimes fears, sometimes insecurities, sometimes not being sure of yourself. Like I told you, when it came time to buy this house, I was starting to have a panic attack. My wife had to pray over me. I started freaking out a little bit. After I got quiet, I said, dude, what the hell are you doing? You've done this before. You just take it one step at a time, Prasan. You just grab the bull by the horns and you keep holding him until he gets tired before you. You keep walking. You keep walking. And this is what you don't find in motivational speeches that I'm going to bring. People's lives have changed. Harry, you are really blessing me because I can see God is changing your whole life right now. And you told me that happened the first time we spoke. And Harry, by the way, calls me Dr. Brown. So I think he's prophesying something over me that I'm supposed to do. I said, well, God, I'll take an honorary doctorate and I'll treat it with respect and I'll even call myself doctor, but all that schooling, I don't know if that's for me. But if he gives me the grace to do it, I'll do it for sure. This has been great, guys. We really knocked it out the park today. Any last minute comments, questions, just jump in real quick, or if you just want to say thank you and show love. I noticed no hearts and stuff went up on the screen tonight, and that means you were so in tune, you forgot all about that stuff. You were so locked in. You guys are so locked in right now, and I'm loving every minute of it.
And you have Dread on TikTok and Tane. They've been there for a little while, watching Dread and Tane.
And Tane?
Dread
What's
and
up,
Tane,
babies?
like Fontaine. It's
Yeah,
not Fontaine, it's Tane. Mm-hmm.
Well, good to see you. So yeah, we've been on TikTok. Moved to Zoom because I have now a worldwide audience that's coming in, and some of these countries don't have TT at all. And so I had to, change it. And not only that, I'm going universal now. And so I have a bigger audience. Like I come in here as like a few people. This room is packed. So, it's a different audience. So I'm still here for you. That's why I still turn the camera on to let you know that you still love. But you'll want to get in. You're going to have to take the link and come on and follow us over on Zoom because that's where it's going down. And so, yeah, a blessing having you guys. I want to close us out. You know, if you guys are.
Yeah, I'd like to say something.
Yes, Omar, always.
WD, it was such a pleasure and honor to just be a part of this conversation. And like you said, it's the second one that you've in this series of. And I was waiting for the day when this time comes where, you know, the Zoom and the TikTok and what's the third one, YouTube, also they get integrated with your with these calls. So very happy to see this manifesting. And this is just the initial step in the several talks and TED Talks and the Tony Robbins and the Myron Golden, and you know all those. There's a Grant Cardone, all those folks. It's manifesting. So and the conversation was so beautiful. Like of course I had the same conversation with you, and you know I got to relive that and reaffirm what my understanding was of that. So I'm grateful for that. And I think you end up touching people at exactly where they are at, you know, and that's what I'm learning from you each day, that, you know, just not being in that zone, right? Of, oh, let me just put the wisdom out there. No, who's the person in front of me? What are they going through? Let me first look at that and then see what can we do about it. That's just gold. All right, I'm done.
Thank you, brother. And I say this humbly, as humble as I can. Myron Golden's not on my level. He's you know, I'm bigger than him, and I already know that. I'm going to take over the world with this, because it's heart and it's compassion. It's not me just dropping, like you said, coming in and dropping all my wisdom on you and now spend $50,000 to join my master class. No, when you leave me, you're going to leave me changed. You're going to leave me different from the inside out, because that's the gift God gave me. And I haven't seen any speaker yet that has that. I haven't. So that's why when O said, what are you going to say when you get out there? I said exactly what I'm saying right now. This is my message. This is who I am. And it took me joining the community to become good with that and say, this is my message. You know, like people like you guys, you, Harry, you, Omar, Kai, you know, Prasan, all these you guys telling me again and again, dude, what you have is different. And I'm going, okay, let me sit down and take a real look at it. Everybody in this room has something different. And we usually spend so much time pursuing and chasing the other thing. You understand what I mean? We spend so much time trying to be the thing in which we're going to deal with next week, like your definition of you. So make note of that. We're going to deal with your definition of you. Who told you who you are? Who defined the person that you felt that you now need to be? We're going to deal with that. We're going to walk through that. And then we're going to erase the bull crap so you can find the real you. Because that is such a big part of our life. Our formative years, we have no say-so over how we see ourselves. Everybody is telling us who we are or who they think we should be. And we grow up a lot of times feeling like a failure because we didn't live up to the thing, this is close to what I'm about to say, that they didn't even live up to, so that's why they pushed it on you. See, people not doing this live. This is not what's happening in these talks, and this is what we're doing. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, O. Oh my God! So yeah, this has been a night. Listen, you know me. You see me here. Please also follow me on YouTube, even if you're not really like there watching it, still just to build it up. The watch hours, you know, go back and watch the videos again. The watch hours, they calculate the finances on YouTube. So we need to get the watch hours up on YouTube. So go ahead and watch, subscribe, go to YouTube, watch, subscribe, and, you know, keep hope alive. We're doing great.
Yes, we put the link in the chat for YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
WD just wanted to say one last thing.
Yes, sir.
And Yeah. So, and the real vulnerability that you showed right now, if you don't see, just go. We want the watch hours on YouTube. This thing, vulnerability embracement, where you didn't fake it up, is something that makes you who you are.
Thank
Like
you.
for me, the ultimate person who actually embraces the vulnerability and not shies away, like people say, subscribe for these and those things. But you just saying what you said right there makes the real thing of vulnerability embracement that you showed. So yeah, thanks for being who you are, authentic to yourself first.
Good. Thank you. I love you, little brother.
Love you too, man.
Anybody else want to get a last word in before we wrap it up? Closing thoughts?
Last
Love you,
word.
brother. Love you, brother. And this link, it's mentioned here. It's a YouTube. Is that correct? A YouTube at Vision Builders, because obviously it's supposed to be only YouTube. Why is that A in front of YouTube?
There's no A, and we're
Oh, I think I
The
see. I think you're supposed to say
Nelly, you have
at,
shared that one.
or there's not supposed to be an A in front of YouTube.
Yeah, there's a A
Trying to
there.
say?
It's a link. If you click on it and you
Correct?
copy the whole link, it'll take you straight to
Oh,
YouTube. But I would type in there at Vision Builders, and you can use that as well.
yeah. You just
I'll
go to
just type
YouTube
it.
and add
okay.
Vision
Okay,
Builder.
cool. As long as it's correct. I was
Yeah,
just
at
because,
Vision.
yeah.
Harry was getting ready to say something. Go ahead, Harry.
Just last word. Yeah. All that needs to be said, man. Receiving all the wisdom. Appreciative.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you. Jonah, the people who didn't say anything, Daniel, Esther, Lindsay, anybody else want to say a last word before we go?
Good night. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hey, Daniel.
Yeah. So it's Jed and the TT Daniel over here. Liv invited me to use the link, so I left the TT and joined. And the same energy. It's always good to
Yes, sir.
be in company with similar minds. Searching for that inner part of us that we
Yes,
all know that there's something there, and this is another channel in which we are connecting with it. You know. From all over the world. I'm in the Caribbean. We have persons from England, the United States, Miami,
got
and
we got New
it
Zealand,
is
we
so,
got Mumbai.
yeah, yeah. So slowly but surely the connection is being made, and nothing big ever starts big. It always starts small. It's just,
Yes,
a pleasure to be a part of a movement that means something to persons who know what is real. Yeah,
thank you.
you're welcome.
I want to say to Greg, Cam, Tane, that's on TikTok. Man, love you guys. Thank you for popping in and being a part of it, still. And this has been great. It's been fun. But now I have to get out of here. Love and blessings. So we're talking about moving it to later on. Right now in the votes, please go put the school link. We have a page on school, SKOOL. We have a school, You Ready, Let's Grow, Vision Builders page. Join the community there, because this will let you know whenever, it's free. You just get the app, it's free, and it will give you pop-ups and let you know when I'm going to go live, when I'm not going to go live, what the subjects are going to be. Start to follow me on school, just so you can keep up with me and everything I'm doing. WD is going global, and you guys get to witness it and be a part of it. And Dredge, you've been there from the beginning too, so you kind of know what's going on here and what's happening in my world. I told you I was going to do this, and here we are. We're here. I'm excited. Love you guys. Blessings. Keep pursuing your dreams. They're yours to have. You don't have to let anybody take them. This is our key to victory. You ready? Let's grow. Have a good night, friends and fam.